Very good morning to all my dear learners. I hope you all are safe and fine at your places. So welcome to the physical education class. Today we are going to deal with the third part of the chapter, psychology and sports. Right? So welcome my dear students into the ocean of physical education. This is unit 9 we are going on with. The name of unit 9 is psychology and sports. Psychology and sports. In this chapter, we need to do so many things in mind, right? This is your part 3 of this chapter. Right, students? So we are beginning with part 3 of psychology and sports. We have discussed so many points before. I just wanted your students to come to the basics of understanding the difference between growth and development. What is growth and what is development? The very first concept that we need to keep in our mind. Growth and development. Concept of growth and development. Growth and development. If I am talking about growth, right? So growth is purely a cellular term. Growth is it means the cellular growth. Right? Development is a great, development is very vast. Development is a vast term. Growth comes under the development, right? So when I am telling about growth, so growth is the cellular term. It means the cellular growth in the body of an organism. Okay, and development is the vast term. Okay, growth is different thing, development is different thing. Growth is used a purely physical term. This generally refers to the change in size, length, growth, and so many points. Right? Next thing is growth is one of the aspects of development. Right? तो बच्चे समझ में क्या आया यहाँ पर, जब भी हम बात कर रहे हैं ग्रोथ की, तो ग्रोथ क्या है? इट इज़ द फिजिकल टर्म, राइट? ग्रोथ इज द फिजिकल टर्म. It's a physical term and it's the overall functioning. Physical term, it means it is related to the increase in size of the body, shape of the body, etc. When talking about development, it's the overall functioning of body. When I'm talking about development, so development means it is related somehow to the development of the mind, development of the thought processes. Development is also basically meant for the overall functioning of the body. Now, what the overall functioning of the body is I'm talking about, the overall functioning of the body, like the proper functioning of the digestive system, the proper functioning of the reproductive system, respiratory system, lungs, and so many things. So that is why I am telling you that growth is a physical term and development is the overall proper functioning of the various organ system in the body. Growth does not continue throughout the life. It will stop when maturity has been attained. But development is the continuous process. So growth is not a continuous process. It is not a continuous process. But yes, development is a continuous process. Because see, stop when you attain to maturity, right? After 16 or 18, your height will not increase because you attained adolescence. This maturity time, right? But development is throughout the life. Development is continuous throughout the life. Now here what I want to tell students is that, see, when I am talking about growth, so for sure years from the birth to the coming stages of maturity, your body size, shape, height, everything will increase up to maturity, right? But when I am talking about development, so development is a continuous process. It will increase throughout the life, right? Development is very important because it will, continuous throughout the life, the development of the thought process, the development of the ideas and so many things. When I am talking about growth, so growth describes the changes which take place in a particular aspect of the body. Behaviors of the individual. This may change physical or physiological. Development describes the changes in the individual as a whole. It does not list changes in the part. It changes functional or psychological. So, growth is a physiological change. Physiological change, it means change in the size of the bones, change in the weight, height, etc. Development is a psychological changes. Psychological means mind, right? Psychological changes in an individual. So we have two different things about development and about this growth and all. So for sure, the growth is purely a physical term which leads some physiological changes, and development is a psychological change. It's related with the psychological changes like the functioning, the thinking, etc. Right? The changes produced by the growth on subject is measured and it may be quantified. So it is quantitative. Growth is quantitative. If we talk about development, so development implies improvement in the functioning, behavior, hence being qualitative. So here we understand that for sure, growth is what? Growth is quantitative. We can measure growth, right? Growth is quantitative. For example, if you want to measure the height, we can use a stadiometer. If you want to measure the weight, we can use weighing machine. If you want to measure the bone length, you can use bone caliper. If you want to measure the fat in the body, we can use skin fold caliper, strength dynamometer, and so many things. That is why this growth is the quantitative. It means we can measure it. But development means the way you think, the exact way you think, the behavior patterns, the thought process, the ideology, the critical thinking, the problem solving skills, and so many things. So development is qualitative. So development is a qualitative process, and when we talk about growth, so growth is a quantitative process which can be measured. So it may be quantified. Growth can be quantified, and development can be qualified. Means qualitative. Now, if we talk about students, growth is a cellular process and it can be measured accurately, but development can't measure accurately. Okay, because see, development also possible without growth, as we can see. In case of some children, they do not get some height, weight, size, but yes, they do experience functional an improvement or development in physical, social, emotional, interaction process. Development is functional or organizational. The subjective interpretation is one change. But see, so growth is for sure. See here. Growth is cellular, as you know. It can be measured activity, but development we can't measure activity. Development can't measure activity. Now see, the thing is that you must have seen students, players or many children, those who are suffering from various kind of problems, like if you can simply take an example of malnutrition. You must have seen that that kind of people had some problem regarding their height, regarding their weight and all, like stunt growth and all, draft, the height will not increase, but at the same time there is a proper functioning of their body organs, there is a proper functioning of their mental temperament. So ये जरूरी नहीं है कि अगर किसी की हाइट नहीं बढ़ी है तो उसका डेवलपमेंट नहीं बढ़ी. Development is a very vast term. Growth is a part of development. So I hope you all have cleared this talk about the concept of growth and development, and that is what the back to the basics of growth and development, right? That is what a very important thing that we need to convey in today's session, so that the basic actually could get, right? Now let's understand the next thing, that's the classification of the personality. We need to go for the three kind of classification today. The first classification is Sheldon's classification. Okay, so let's come and we're going to start Sheldon's classification. Let's drop it. Now the concept that I am going to tell you, Sheldon's classification is very important. Sheldon's classification of personality. Which is based on the shape and size of the body. So किसका based है? Shape, size, etc. Weight you can take. Okay. Next thing is about this. So there are three things. There are three kinds of classification. If we talk about Sheldon's, so Sheldon's done three kind of classification. The very first classification is based on, students, is that, yes, for sure, its first is endomorphism. What is the first type of classification? Endomorphism. Endomorphic. What does we mean for endomorphic? Endomorphic is basically mean for a person who has a round shaped body, right? Who have a lot of fat over the thigh region, right? These are the people who are what? Endomorphic. A person whose body consists of a lot of fat, etc. So students, let me tell you what exactly the Sheldon's classification, which is based on the body structures, right? So it is of three types basically, and who gave this? This Sheldon's classification is given by William Howard Sheldon. Who gave this? William Howard Sheldon. Let's talk on the endomorphic. Endomorphic का मतलब क्या होता है? What are the characteristics of an endomorphic person? Endomorphic persons are generally isotonic. An endomorphic person is generally having a stocky body, round body, short neck, short arm, wide hip. So अगर किसी बंदे का neck short है, उसके wide hips हैं, उसकी body में totally fat का deposition बहुत ज़्यादा है, they have low physical fitness, जिसका physical fitness level क्या है? बहुत low है, बहुत कम है. These kind of peoples are come under the endomorphism. So endomorphism is that kind of thing which consists of a person. So we can classify a person who are endomorphic. It means they have a great amount of fat deposited in their body. They have a stocky body. They have low physical fitness index. Okay, they have large round shaped body, pear shaped body, right? And they are generally poor in physical fitness. But yes, they are good in strength related activities. In what? They are good in strength related activities. Like this kind of people are good for javelin throw. This kind of people are good for shot put throw, etc. They have low physical fitness level to the speed, endurance, as well as the massive strength, thus good in power games. So power related games, these people are so good. Endomorphic are comfort loving, peaceful, sociable, relaxed, tolerant person. They are fun loving, good humored, even tempered, and they are food lover. Mesomorphism, the next thing. Next thing is the mesomorphism or mesomorphism. So mesomorphic persons, they have a V-shaped body. Okay, they have well-built muscles, proper chest, they have some story, they have six-pack abs too, kind of, right? So these are the persons who have a good kind of body, like a bodybuilder kind of. So mesomorphisms are those persons, mesomorphics are those people who have a good physical fitness. Mesomorphic is a person who have a muscular body, muscular chest, broad chest, strong legs, strong arms. They have a medium height or more than a medium height. Mesomorphic persons are good in strength related activities, speed related activities. They are good and much attractive. So here we get to know that what exactly is I'm telling you about. That mesomorphic persons are those who have a good in all the physical fitness activities. Now if I'm telling you about the physical fitness activity, I basically mean what? I want to tell you students that if someone who is mesomorphic, it means they are almost good in all kinds of activity, as their physical fitness index is good. And if their physical fitness index is good, for sure they are really very good in all different kinds of activities which is going on. And what are the different physical fitness components? The various physical fitness components like strength, endurance, flexibility, coordinative ability, etc. So in this, all kind of different activities, they are probably wonderful, they are very nice. Next thing is that I want to tell you about the mesomorphic persons. So they have a good attractive personality. They are good for almost all activities. Their personality characteristics, they are active, assertive, vigorous, combative person. They are adventurous and courageous people. They love to go into the adventure. Right? Now let's have a talk upon the ectomorphism. What are the ectomorphic persons? This is about the endomorphism, right? Now we're going to think about the ectomorphism, right? Ecto. What about the ectomorphic? So ectomorphic कौन है? Rectangular shape body, right? Okay, so the person whose body is so lean, lack of fat in their body, right? So person who is slim and thin, they have narrow face, narrow shoulder, narrow chest, narrow hips. Those people are come under the ectomorphism. So what is ectomorphism exactly about? Ectomorphism are the people who are slim, trim, they have thin, they have narrow face, they have narrow shoulder, they have narrow chest, they have narrow hip, they have low fat in their body. These kind of people, we can say they are good in athletics activities like long distance runner. So if we talk about the long distance running, these kind of peoples are so good for the long distance running, right? So we had understood about the William Harbert Sheldon's classifications of personality. The first personality is endomorphism. Endomorphism means a person who has a bulky body and they have a great amount of fat deposited in their body. If we talk about the mesomorphic person, so mesomorphic person are well built, they have good amount of strength in their body, they are almost perfect for all different kinds of games, they have good physical fitness components. Ectomorphism, so ectomorphisms are those person who are not good for kind of activities, but for sure yes, they are good for the various kinds of athletic activities like long distance running, 50-meter dash, etc. Right? So this was about what the physical fitness personality of William Harbert Sheldon's classification. Now we are going to learn the Jung's classification, which is based on the social dimension, right? So let us come, we are going to learn about the Jung's classification. Okay? Let's learn about the Jung's classification. I just wanted one chalk. Jung's classification. Right? And when I'm talking about Jung's classification, basically two things we have under the Jung's classification. First is the extroversion or extrovert or introvert, right? So can't we go for extrovert and introvert kind of? So yes, we can go for two things: introvert personality and extrovert personality. There are two things, right? Introvert personality and extrovert personality. What is introvert and what is extrovert? Introvert personality means बच्चे introvert वो लोग होते हैं और you know they have the inner world, they have their own world, they have shy nature, and those person you know who are generally less interactive. When I'm talking about extrovert personality, the extrovert personality these are that kind of people who are good in almost everything. They are so socially, they are so they are so active socially, and basically when we talk about Jung's classification, so Jung's classification is based on the social dimension. And if I talk about Sheldon's classification, so Sheldon's classification is more based on the physical dimension, right? Sheldon's classification is based on the physical dimension, and the thing that is we are going to learn, Jung's classification is based on the social dimension. So here we should know that yes, if it is based on the social dimension, so basically it is of two types: introvert, extrovert, and one more thing is there which is not in our textbook, but yeah, ambivert. It is the next thing, ambivert. Right? Ambivert personality. So introvert, extrovert, and now ambivert too. What is extrovert? What is ambivert? Let's have a glance of it, and we should understand it perfectly because it is more important to learn. Otherwise, we will be getting a problem in the board exams, right? So let's learn about the first thing. So Jung's classification is given by Carl Jung. C-A-R-L-J-U-N-G Jung. What's the full name? Carl Jung. If we talk about the introvert personality is described as a person who shares characteristics such as shyness, social withdrawal, tendency to talk less. They have their own internal world for ideas, thoughts, behavior, interest, attitude. Introvert persons are self-centered, able to adjust easily in social situations. They are not easily suggestible. आप suggestion नहीं देते उनको easily. Okay? They are so goal-oriented. They are so future oriented. They are very sensible. They are rigid with their ideas too. So I'm again going to tell you what is introvert personality exactly means. Introvert persons are those persons who are having shy nature, social withdrawal, less tendency to talk. They have their own internal world of ideas, thoughts, behavior, interest, attitude. Introvert persons are self-centered, unable to adjust easily in social situations. They are not easily suggestible, they are future oriented, and they are very sensible and rich in their ideas. If we talk about the extrovert personality, that is the same for the Jones classification. Extrovert से ही हमको समझ में आ रहा है that person have tendency to outgoing, friendly, talkative, social in nature. They are so adventurous, right? After they are so adventurous, the next thing is with them is they are supportive, they are generous, they are courageous, they are adventurous. Extrovert persons interact with external world. They show interest in the present reality, then future. They express the interaction and people, love to talk with them. They are in terms of basically, if I told you, they are so social in nature. They are so courageous and so many things, right? Next thing is about the last, that is the ambivert personality. So ambivert personality is basically, students, the person who is having the combination of both the things, introvert as well as extrovert. These kind of peoples, I'll suggest you the ambivert personality. The person who have an ambivert personality is the combination of introvert and extrovert is ambivert, right? Now we're going to learn the Big Five theory, which is based on the emotion dimensional. Big Five theory, right? Let's learn that also. Big Five theory. Personality is basically made for kind of ocean. Okay, so personality should be based on like kind of oceans and is based on the emotional dimension. This is based on the structure, like physical dimension, right? So this was based in the first lecture I told you. This is based on the physical structure. This is based on the social dimension, and this is based on the emotional dimension. Right? A person should be like ocean. Right? A person should be like ocean. Openness. Over. Openness. C for consciousness, right? So students, we were discussing about the Big Five theories, right? O for openness, C for consciousness, E for extroversion, A for agreeableness, and N for neuroticism. So a person should be, the personality of one should be like a ocean. Okay? You can remember it, O-C-E-A-N. This is the 5 marks question, okay? I will give you the thing for that also. O for openness, C for consciousness, the conscientiousness, E for extroversion, A for agreeableness, and N for neuroticism. Now student, the very first thing that you need to keep in mind what is the meaning of openness. So what do you write in the thing like openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, neuroticism, etc. So I will be telling you one by one what openness is exactly about. Openness is mean for open to experience, openness kind of degree to experience new things, right? So openness, it means one should appreciate the art, have expressed high emotions, perform adventurous activities, unusual ideas, curiosity, variety of experience. Openness reflects the degree of intellectual curiosity and creativity. So Big Five theory का जो first point है that is the openness, उसमें आप क्या लिखोगे? What will you write? You will write कि openness to experience. यानी कि unusual experience, creativity and all kind of things will be come under the openness. I am repeating again. Openness is the art of appreciation, express high emotions, perform adventure activities, unusual ideas, curiosity, variety of experience. Basically openness की किस चीज़ की डिग्री होती है? Basically openness reflects the degree of intellectual creativity, intellectual curiosity. These are things come under the intellectual curiosity and creativity. Consciousness or contentiousness. Okay, so it basically means that have a tendency to show self-discipline, act dutifully, aim to achieve goal. They have behavior which is planned and spontaneous also, right? So one should be conscientiousness. It means conscientiousness, openness, E for agreeable, right? Or I don't say agreeable, E for extroversion. Sorry for that mistake. Extroversion. They have a high energy, positive emotions, assertiveness, sociability, tendency to seek simulations with company and other talkative friends, some kind of. So one should be extroversion of things so that the creative can be come up, so that the things can be nurtured properly, and I think so things can be amazing kind of. Agreeableness, they possess the quality to compassionate, cooperative, agreeable, kindful, and helpful for others. We can trust on others, etc. So one should have this quality like agreeableness, neuroticism. Neuroticism is a person have a tendency to experience unpleasant emotions. Okay, like such as anger, anxiety, depression, vulnerability. Neurotism refers to the degree of emotional instability and control over the emotions. Basically, if it is control over the emotions, basically mean if you have neurotism in your life, right? If you're impartial, no partiality, nothing else. If you're neurotism, you have a control over your emotions, right? So we have started this session with these growth and development. Growth is purely a physical term. Growth is purely a psychological related term, a term which is the overall kind of development of a human body index. Then we are going to start with classifications of personality, which is the first, which is based on William Howard Scheider's classification, Carl Jung's classification, Big Five theory classification. The first theory is Scheider's classification is based on the physical dimension. Jung's classification will be based on the social dimension. Big Five theory is based on the emotional dimension. When we talk about Jung's Scheider's William Howard Scheider's classification, it is of three types. Endomorphic, it means a person who has a great amount of fat in their body. Mesomorphism, it means a person is fit and fine in terms of physical fitness. Ectomorphism, it means a person who has very thin body, but the blood is a right kind of. Jung's classification is based on the social dimensions. The person may be introvert, it means they have their own inner world, their own thought process, their own oriented kind of. Extroversion persons are sociable and socialization. They are so talkative, they are so curious, they have a high energy in them. Ambivert, it means a combination of both introvert and extrovert come under the ambivert. If we talk about the five theory of classification, the openness, it means openness to experience, right? Conscientiousness means high energy. Extroversion, it means do things differently with creativity, with good amount of knowledge and all. Agreeableness, it means one should be agree with the things and high quality of emotions and such kind of things. And for neuroticism, it means they have a good amount of control over their emotions. So this was all about this today's session. That is the part 3, unit 9 for both 11th as well as 12th. I hope you love this session. Thank you so much for the session. With this, take care, bye bye. Lots of love and blessings to everyone.